Today I'm off to film the TPF dance shows in Pontedawi Arts Centre. I've known the gentleman that owns TPF for many years. He's a good friend of mine, Dean Verbeck. The TPF is both musical theatre and dance school. So the dance side of it is being run by a friend of mine called Georgie Goshwak. I've known Georgie for many years as well. George actually used to model for me, and she's incredibly talented teacher, dancer. She went to university. Basically, she's been there, done it, and such a lovely person with it as well. So lovely to see fathers pushing prams. Get them to do some work. No, normally you always see mums pushing the prams, but it's rare to see a father doing it. Credit to him. I like that, actually. I think I'll be like that if I ever had kids, but yeah. I'm hoping as we go past Uplands, because Uplands normally has its Saturday market. This was the road I used to go to school. My school was in Fenoni. So I used to walk from home all the way through here. I never even thought about it. Now, looking back, I think, oh my God, it was miles away. And I had the rucksack and everything. And you just didn't feel tired. You know, as a kid, you just did it. Whereas now, I would think, oh my God, this is such a trek. We're coming up to Uplands now, where all the shops are. And I'm hoping they have the market so you could see. Oh yes, I can see it. On the right hand side you see what looks like a tent. A blue tent, an orange tent. That's the market. Basically they closed that road off completely and they have stalls there. It's so lovely. Just coming up to where my old school used to be. So on the left hand side is a church. On the left hand side, it's literally behind that church. Such a lovely school as well. It was Fenoni House School, and I still film there and photograph there and do a lot of work for them, but they're so lovely. But it's strange because when I went to school there, I remember the first day I walked in there, I thought, oh my God, it looks huge. It's so big. Not realizing that the school's not big, it's just that I'm small. Whereas now, when I go there, everything looks so much smaller than what I remember. As I was saying, I've known Georgie for many years, and she used to own her own. She was a co-founder of a theatre school when she was, I think, 16, 17, and her and a friend of hers decided to open a musical theatre school, and they were both heavily into performing arts, and they were in college, and then they closed that down. Georgie went to London, I think it was, and pursued her dance career there, performing arts. I'm not sure which college she went to, which university, sorry, she went to, but I know it was one of the top ones in London. Yeah, she did model for me for a bit, and I'll try and find her photos if I can and put them up. She was incredible. Ever since I knew her, she's always been one of those people who's a perfectionist. She won't do anything by half. I'm expecting a lot from this show because obviously I know how amazing she is as a teacher, so the show is going to be spectacular. But you'll see it for yourself. Well, you'll see snippets of it anyway. It's crazy, that building in front of us, that green building, it never used to be there. That was a car park. Now it's student accommodation, and underneath there is a cinema as well. And there's a restaurant there. There's like a complete city almost there. I remember coming down here one night, and it was actually to drop off Pontedawi's Panto DVDs to Dean, because they needed it the next day to play it in the cinema. So I promised them I'll edit it, get it to him overnight. And it was about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was driving down this road, so it's pitch black, hardly any lights. And there was a group of kids literally walking in the middle of the road. See the white lines in the middle of the road? They were literally walking down there, playing chicken with cars. And they were all dressed in black as well. I thought, my God, they couldn't have been more than 16, 17. But luckily I did see them and slow down. But at first I thought maybe they're trying to hijack the car. It's like carjacking or something. But no, it was just a group of kids drunk trying to play chicken with cars. And day one, I chickened out. I pulled over and let them just walk past. But I gave them a nasty look, obviously. But what can you say? I mean, they're probably drunk or drugged up, so nothing you say makes any difference. Pontedawi is actually such a beautiful road going to Pontedawi from Swansea. But in winter you do get snow, and it does get really difficult. Luckily, I've got 4x4, so I'm okay. This is one of the reasons I bought a 4x4 is whatever happens, I'm going to get to work. No matter what happens. I remember one year when we had really bad snow, and M4. I was supposed to work in Bristol, and M4 was completely covered in snow. And I thought I couldn't get hold of the person that hired me to find out whether it's cancelled or not. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to risk it. I'm still going to go. So I went down M4, and all I saw was cars that were literally abandoned by the side of the road. It was that bad. The snow was that bad that people abandoned their cars. I don't know whether they were rescued or whether they walked somewhere. I don't know. They were literally abandoned cars with nobody in it. And as I was driving down the motorway, obviously you can't see lanes, you can't see the central reservation either, and all you see is white. You could be going off the road, down a ditch or down a hill, and you wouldn't know. So, but my car got me there. I was the only one turned up. The thing is, I was the only one that was coming from Wales. Everyone else lived in Bristol, but obviously they thought, the weather is bad, we just cancel it. But nobody bothered to tell me. So I turned up. I was the only one there. But at least I turned up, so that's something. this patch of road from this roundabout onwards to Ponte Dowie is so nice. It's genuinely such a beautiful road. Never get tired of coming down this road. One of my dreams is to just go overlanding, so just go traveling with a car. And there's so many beautiful places, like, you know, the road between Swansea and Ponte Dowie. As you can see, this is the bit I mean. It's just so green, it's so beautiful. I just love it. This is one of the reasons I actually love going to theaters in remote places, purely because of the travel. The travel is so beautiful. I always feel like I'm going on holiday. I don't feel like I'm going to work. And I'm excited about the job as well. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do. But the road is just beautiful. It does feel like a holiday. One of these days, I'll just want to go and see where this road ends. I might Google it actually, find out where it goes, how far it goes. Because the furthest I've gone is, I think, another probably 5-10 miles past Ponte Dowie, because there's another theatre up the road there. And that's as far as I've gone. It's because the further you go, the more traditional the buildings are. They haven't been touched by the modern lifestyles of big cities. When it's snowing, this road is completely white and it gets really snowed up. I don't know why. I mean, I think, well, I do know why. It's because Swansea is closer to the sea. It's right next to the sea. So we tend not to get snow. But as you come away from the sea, you tend to get more and more snow. Wow, what an amazing show that was. I was right, I knew it would be spectacular. Uh, Georgie did good. I'm so proud of her. She was incredible. The kids were amazing. The funny thing is, Georgie's little girl was in the show as well, and it's quite strange because I've known Georgie for many years, and it's crazy to think she's a mother already. Because I still think of her as the 17, 18-year-old I used to know. And to me, she hasn't aged. And suddenly, she's a mother. And she's running, a successful dance school. And wow, that was incredible. The kids were so disciplined. And I love how friendly the school is. The parents were lovely. The pupils were lovely. It's just like a big family rather than, I know it sounds cliche, but it genuinely feels like it's a big family rather than a dance school. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I just hope I can do them justice now. But yeah, it's after the first half of the show, one of the batteries just randomly died. And it's really spooky when things like that happen in a theater. When you've got full battery that's supposed to last several hours, and suddenly after the first hour, it just goes from say 90 to 0. It really freaks me out, and it always only happens in theaters. And the same battery, because I don't put it in the same bag as the rest of the batteries, because I need to make sure if it's a faulty battery that I don't use it again. So I tend to put them in a carrier bag that I have with me, and then I test them. Every single time when I test the batteries, it's fine. So it really freaks me out that randomly batteries sometimes die, and it's only in theaters that this happens. So whether there's something paranormal to it, I don't know, because when you watch these shows, things like this seem to happen a lot. But I always carry loads of spare batteries, so it doesn't affect me. The minute one battery dies, I just swap it with another one, and so I'm not too bothered. But yeah, it just freaks me out because it makes you think whether there's something supernatural there or not. Okay, I'm gonna sign off, and I'll ride into the sunset, as they say. I'll catch you next behind the scene video. Take care. Bye bye.